Welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. Today's Paleolithic character is water, 水. I guess this must be one of the first Chinese characters everybody learned because water is so universal and every culture got to have a word for water. And look at a simplified Chinese version, which is the current mainline Chinese using this character. It's a little bit harder to imagine why this look is our conceptualization of how water is, right? But if you look at the traditional, which I call myth history, about 2,000 years ago's dictionary version of Chinese character, that looks like water flowing in nature. And water in our contemporary living concept is mostly in the form of bottled water or tap water, or water in a class, right? It's something can be contained. But in the Paleolithic age, the ancient observers of water would see that in a free flowing form. Water was not domesticated back then. So this is a description of how water would flow in nature. And it's from the upper left corner flowing toward bottom right corner. And the middle stream is uninterrupted, and the two sides shows the blockage and interruption. But even with interruption, waters will keep flowing. And that I find is quite, I would say is quite a blessing for us, the Earthlings, to have this resource. It's not just whoever lived close to the ocean got to access to water, but many places on the land, big land mass that you probably have access to water. In fact, the civilizations got to develop near water. We cannot survive too far away from water. Okay, 深水静流 is the first expression with water. And you can see we use water to personify ourselves. Okay, 深水静流, deep water quietly flow. And so here, the two adjectives, deep. I mean, the other one is adverb, but in Chinese, we don't differentiate adverb or adjective. It's a description. So quiet. So deepness and quietness, these two qualities are correlated. And we have this behavioral observation early on to say, okay, for those deep water means people with deep knowledge, deep mastery of something, deep thinker. So somebody you would be more respected. They are the ones who actually stay quiet. And so English have the expression of empty barrels are the loudest. Kind of similar expression, right? So this quietness apparently in Chinese culture was appreciated. We don't want unnecessary noise out there. And if you feel the necessity to speak out, then that's the moment you do so. And especially deep water is almost like, for somebody who have lots of experience about things, they are unruffled in everyday situations. They wouldn't even bother to complain because they have seen worse, right? So that's the basic idea. Okay, 芙蓉出水. 芙蓉, the two Chinese characters, is about one thing, lotus. 出水 is out of water. So that's the moment, almost cinematographic imagery of lotus floating on water or growing out of water. But actually, okay, 芙蓉, I have to track back. Lotus, if you observe the ancient East Asian culture, value lotus a lot. Not only it became associated with Buddhism, but because it's beauty and it's virtual signaling almost, because lotus grew out of muddy water. And that contrast of your environment, the muddiness, okay, associated with your societal environment, that people get muddy once you get into the environment. Like you become black when you are in black, right? But Furong, this lotus, got this amazing quality, at least we humans project ourselves onto, that they stay pure and beautiful regardless of their environment of this muddiness. And so 芙蓉出水 was associated with virtue. But in this expression, it's more like man's fantasy of female beauty, of that cinematographic capturing of the woman's naked body getting out of water. Because Furong lotus as a plant, a stay pure on the surface of water. And when we say out of water, 出水, that means there's action, there's movement. It's not floating on the surface of water, it's getting out of water. So that lotus here is a personification of female body. And in the age before we have internet, way before then, right? That's the best fantasy men can pull out about their imagined female beauty. Okay. 心如止水, the third expression, described your mental state. Most likely post-traumatic in today's word, right? Expression that your heart is going to be like still water. From the water character, we can deduce that water was regarded as this free-flowing thing. It keeps going, it doesn't stop. But when it stops, it becomes still. And I mean, when it becomes still, it becomes stale, right? Stillness is not necessarily a good thing. It means you're almost half dead or ready to die because things are not flowing, things are not changing, and you're not metabolizing kind of emotionally, right? So hard like still water. 心如止水 was such an expression to describe your heart, your emotional deadness, or your emotional stillness after some big impact. And most likely it's some emotional hurt. And then people try to strive for this status of staying still emotionally to process, I guess, still processing that emotion. So at least on the appearance, it looks like still water, but internally, however, processing that is. So again, quietness and stillness here were encouraged. Like these are cultural value embeddings in our language. And you can see behavior wise, this already gives you advice, what you aim for. So instead of talk it out or going to therapy, right, which is a very Western thing, Chinese is promoting here 心如止水. After that big trauma, probably heartbreak or something, then you stay still emotionally, like still water. Okay, so there we go, 水. And I'm here showing you the free flowing form of water in nature. See you another day. Thank you for your time.